morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome back to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers Toastmasters Club. Let me share this information. Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers was established in Oregon in 19 September 2005. We are a blended club, and our members are from all over the world. We meet every Monday at 7 a.m. in Oregon time by Zoom. In additional, for you guys, please unmute your microphone during the meeting. And for role takers, please identify your role in front of your name. Let's begin the meeting. I'm going to handle the meeting to someone with a warm and welcoming personality. Yeah, our Mr. President. Ayu Anantya, welcome.
Thank you, Melva. Thank you so much. Hello, members. And today we are having a first timer again as the Toastmaster of today. Excel, are you ready? Okay, so please help me welcome Toastmaster of today, Excel.
Yes, hello, good day. Well, yes, good day, good night, good evening, good morning for everyone. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm so glad to be Toastmaster of today. And the theme is Olympics. Maybe when you hear Olympics, you think about sport, win, discipline, tenacity, team, power, medals, contest, coach. And I think that the most important in Olympics is to compete ourselves. Even though there are individual sport disciplines, the aim is reached by team. And unless there is a coach. So the Olympics is the same as Toastmaster because we contest by ourselves and we are a team. So let me to introduce our team of today. Now for our grammarian and our counter, we have a special guest. She is Angela Stranger from London. Welcome, Angela. Go over to you and explain us your role.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. My role as grammarian also is our counter. 1, I will be looking for the use of the word of the day, which will be the word courage. That's what I was told, correct? I was told the word courage. Courage makes me think that in spite of all difficulty, we have the courage to continue. When I think of Olympics, I don't think of medals. I think of courage, because many of these people have had the courage to train many hours. It also takes great courage to come forward and say, yes, I will compete, even though you know you are competing against the best of the best, the cream of the cream from around the world. A lot of these people have trained for maybe 10, 15 years. I can't imagine what that must be like, training every single day. My word of the day will be the word courage. As our counter, I shall be trying to pick up to the best of my ability too many uses of the word, for example, and, which is a connector word. Try and use alternatives. I will also try and pick up are. If you feel yourself doing that, take a break. Use a new sentence. I will also be looking for probably words like but, because I think that there are other words that we can use. I will try and remember to look for interesting phrases, use of the English language. With this, I pass the floor back to our Toastmaster of the day, Shell.
Thank you very much, Angela. And thank you very much also for the word of today. Now, let me introduce Samantha. Samantha, she's our timer. Go over with you, Samantha.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Today I will be timer, and I will keep track of how much time has passed for speeches and evaluations. And for table topics, I will raise the green card, 1 minute. For 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow card. And for 2 minutes, red card. Icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes long. Most other speeches are 5 to 6 minutes long. And at 5 minutes, I'll raise green card, 6 minutes yellow card, and 7 minutes red card. If evaluations should be 2 to 3 minutes long, and at 2 minutes, the green card, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, the red card. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Samantha. Also, our team consists in a general evaluator. He is Tiger. Welcome, Tiger, and go with you about your role.
Thank you, Ms. Toastmaster of the day. My role is to do an overall evaluation of the meeting and also to introduce all the evaluators during phase 3 of the meeting. Back to you, Ms. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Tiger. Okay, our meeting agenda consists of, we have a speaker. Our first speaker is Amy. Her pathway is a dynamic leadership, path 3, project connecting with audience. But welcome, good day, Amy. Go with you.
Thank you very much. I just got my presentation open. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. How does your home make you feel? Does this sound a little crazy to anyone? Like, how does our home make us feel? Can these 4 walls and this roof have an impact on how we're feeling? I believe it can. And as I spoke last week about some of the key elements that can impact us in the home, these were lighting, color, and shapes. Today, I would like to go more into hearing about, each of you and how the elements in your home are impacting you, or if they are or aren't. And to do this, I would like to do a little breathing technique. So I invite everyone to drop in to their seat, sit back, relax. And I invite you all to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in slowly into your belly. Hold it for a second and then release out. Now on that out breath, hold again for a second. We're taking it back in. We're going to hold and back out. So this is our breathing technique that we're going to repeat for a few seconds, for a little while. And while we're doing this breath in, down to the belly and back out, I just invite you to notice your weight on the seat and how you're feeling, letting your body just sink in, get really heavy on the seat. And notice if there's a tension anywhere, if you're holding tightness in your neck, maybe your hands, maybe you're clenching. You might be clenching your thighs. Try to bring air into any of those places. Just let that in-breath come in to those tight, tense spots. And then let that out breath just release in those spots and let your body get really heavy and really melted down and really relaxed. Do one more breath in. Hold it for that second. Let it out. Hold for that last second. Now, I invite you all to open your eyes slowly. If they're already open, just look around your room. And just take in whatever's around you in your room. See if there's anything sticking out, your eyes drawn to anything in particular. And if there's any emotions arising when you are looking at these objects in your room, maybe something is making you go a little, ah, maybe something's making you go, just seeing, noticing this. What I'd love now is if any of you would like to share this in the chat and we can have an opportunity to interact and have a little chat. Hopefully we'll have a chance. I'd say we might only have a chance to speak with one person, but anyone, if you're feeling up for it, just let me know what it is in your room and we can have a little talk about it. It could be positive, negative, or it could be indifferent. I know when I was talking to my sister about this, I was telling her about my speech, and I said, I was telling her about how the shapes can impact us. And she said, is that why my wardrobe in my room makes me feel so weird? Because in her apartment, she's a rented accommodation, and she has this giant wardrobe that just jolts out into the room, and it's navy and it's fabric and it's very imposing. So I said to her that, like, the obvious thing you would do in a situation like that, if it wasn't fabric, is you could paint it the same color as the walls and it would kind of melt back in a bit. She can't do that because it's fabric. So I said about introducing shelves on the wall to kind of stagger how imposing the wardrobe is and to help it to not be so coming into your space. So there's all these like little techniques we can do to tweak what we have in our room to help it stop us feeling anxious and feeling stressed out. And I see Yasmin has Yasmin has come back to me with a insight into her room. So I see white walls. It makes me feel easy and simple. That's great. Yeah, Yasmin, would you like to tell me a little bit about it, or are you happy with just what you have in the chat?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Amy. The moment you asked me to look around, I saw all white color around me. It's simple. I don't have any paintings or anything in the room where I'm seated. The only color I have is the color of the cupboard. And when I see the white color, I felt like, wow, it's cool. It's simple and easy. I know some people might like bright colors, but for me, this white color give me the feeling of being very soothing, like, you know, just calm and soothe.
Yeah, that's great. That's really nice to hear as well. And it is a thing that those simple colors, well, they're like white, you know, it's not really the color at all. It's that like shade, that light that's there that can just be really calming. Last week when I spoke about when we have these really bright colors, that the bright colors can actually evoke emotions in us and can have us feeling a bit riled up. But when we have these neutral tones, it's actually, it can be calming. We can be a lot more rational. We can be a lot more focused in. So that's a lovely example of how the choices of what we have on our walls can impact how we feel. And I'm on yellow. Okay, Angela has put in something. I'll just do it quickly. And huge orange flowers on my curtains, small imitation orchids in the pot, love color, makes me think of nature. Yeah, biophilia, having nature in our spaces makes us, there's an innate hardwiring in us that just makes us feel good, makes us feel relaxed, makes us calm. So if you can get more planting in your home, go for it. This really is something to help well-being. I'm going to wrap it up now, and I hope that these little techniques and just this opportunity to allow you guys to drop into the space around you has raised some awareness of how we can take back ownership of how these four walls can impact how we feel, and that we can make little changes to ensure that it's letting us feel good and giving us the power in our home. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Amy. So interesting about how the colors makes us feel. And Amy will be evaluated by Mary. And now we have our second speech. She's Melba. Melba, her pathways innovate. The title of her project is A Mentor Means a Lot to Me. Welcome, Melba. Good day.
You're welcome, Excel. Do you have a mentor? That's great if you do have. Fellow masters and dear guests, a mentor is not someone who walks ahead of you to show how they can do. A mentor is someone who walks alongside you to show you what you can do. Based on the research, it was said that a mentor has a crucial role in getting success. And your opportunity for getting success in public speaking because of direction from the right mentor. And I'm here because of my mentor. I'll tell you my story. I can accomplish my projects because of pushing up from my mentor. When I was a new member a year ago, I was blind. I didn't know how to deliver speech, didn't know how to be attractive role takers, and I had no idea what I should do. One thing that I knew was my mentor from Indonesia. Yeah, that's right, Ms. Ayu. I had no obstacle in communication with her. If I didn't know the meaning of the meeting, I asked her. And she taught me how to deliver speech at first time. She said to me, Melva, before you deliver your speech, you have to write it down first. After that, you show it to me. And I'll give you 2 days for writing it down. I felt to be challenged at the time. However, I like it. Another experience. My first time as a role taker, exactly timer, I just read the role what Miss Ayu wrote for me. And I was trying to be good impersonator because in my thought, I won't be disappointed in my mentor because I need to respect her time to teach me. So I will try my best. It was happened a couple of months. After that, I moved to another mentor till right now. She is Silpa. To be Shilpa's protege is big challenge for me. As I know my English isn't good as I thought, there was no difference between using English for conversation and public speaking. Therefore, she suggested that I use Grammarly for writing it down my speech. I admit it. It has worked for me. Since then, I've got more knowledge how to write, how to prepare my speech properly. And yeah, I've got realized They are different, totally different. Fellow Toastmasters and your guests, I do believe a success won't be reached without hard work by us as proteges. So, what will we do as protege? Do we just sit and be silent, waiting for direction from our mentor? Big no. We should do three things. Yeah, three things. First, having a spirit in Toastmaster. We need to push ourselves more and more, such as accomplish our projects, taking a rule, or to be a winner in evaluation contests, and etc. It's up to you. In additional, commitment. It means always attend the meeting. And the last one, making term goal. We should know what we will get in 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year after being a member. I think it makes our plans more clear. In my personal story, I've planned after 3 months, I have to accomplish my role takers. After 6 months, I will finish my level 1. That's it. And you need to set your term goal. Fellow masters and your guests, for making our plans work well together, we need to be cooperative. That's it, cooperative. In conclusion, I could say a mentor has a lot of lessons, has given me a lot of lessons such as confidence, responsible, respectful, teach me how to be great public speaker and being attractive role takers. And for me, a mentor empowers a person to see the future possible and believe it can be obtained. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Melba. Okay, you look an excellent competitor and you have so much courage also. You are here for all your effort and your mentor, of course. Thank you very much. And Melba will be evaluated by Federico. Now it's time for our topic master. Aju is our topic master, and over with you, Aju. Good.
Thank you, Excel. As your topic master for today's meeting, I would like to encourage everybody to use the word of the day, courage. The time for every speaker will be 1 to 2 minutes. Please pin our timer, Samantha, if we need it, so we can speak in our allotted time. And the other topic is a session where we speak impromptuly. Is that correct? Yeah, it's an impromptu speech practice for us. Now, I would like to share my screen, but wow, this is about Olympic, right? So what is the meaning of each color? This is actually blue is represent Europe, black is represent Africa, red is represent America, yellow is represent Asia, and green is represent Australia. What a combination. And don't you know that this symbol is actually exists, it has already existed around 100 years from the beginning of the Olympic. Now let me choose one. I will choose one person. First, Yasmin, are you ready for the first speaker? Yes. So here is your topic. The Olympic Games is a celebration of discipline. The Olympic Games is a celebration of discipline. Over to you, Yasmin.
Thank you, Ayu. Thank you very much. Celebrate. What do we celebrate? Festivals, happiness, but yes, to celebrate discipline. Discipline, the toughest thing, no? It's so hard to be disciplined. What keeps us disciplined? Self-motivation, passion, external forces, or to say external push, or the spirit of winning. I think it is all of them. And if we have to get to see a place where there exists all of them together, and best of from each country, I believe is Olympics. And therefore, truly, Olympics is a source of encouragement. It's a way people, the sportsmen, can display their courage, and more than their courage, their discipline. It is rightly said, Rome was not built in a day. And likewise, none of the Olympic winners or champions are created in a day. There is a lot of discipline that have had gone into their journey, not for 1 year, 2 year, at times since their childhood and decades. So truly inspiring champions which display their best of sports, but beyond it all and above it all, their discipline. And for us all to pick up their discipline, to pick up our discipline in everyday activity, to really know what we are going to make in 5 years from now. We all might not be targeting Olympics. We might have had our goals, but the journey towards that goals starts with our present. Everything that we do every day makes it how we are going to be 5 years from now. So we decide our future from our presence. And discipline plays a very important role in our present. So yes, if we have to celebrate discipline, just get inspired from these Olympic champions and keep moving. Thank you. Back to you, TTM.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you very much. That's actually remind me, Yasmin, about the Olympic value. Excellence, excellence, friendship, and respect. The next one, I would like to invite Christina. Hello, Christina. And this will be your topic. The hard days are the best because that's where champions are made. The hard days are the best because that's where champions are made.
Wow, the hard days are the best because that's where champions are made. What a fabulous statement, and yeah, what a line to inspire us, Ayu. Thank you for that. One of the things that I found so inspiring and scary at the same time was the Olympian from Belarus who ended up relocating to Poland pretty much during the games. And my heart just went out to her after all that hard work that she put in, to receive a phone call from her grandmother to say, don't come home, it's not safe. and all she had done was to risk criticizing her athletic coach. The world is getting very political. It's desperately sad when athletes can't just be athletes. I say just be athletes. They have reached the pinnacle of their profession. And yet, for whatever reason, one of them was unable to go home. So for that, my heart goes out to her. Are the hardest days the best? I don't think in that particular case they were the best. I think it must have been a very devastating decision to make a choice not to go back to her family. Maybe in some other cases, things might be different, but whatever it is, they've all achieved so much by taking part, and some of them have achieved such tremendous feats in their time in Tokyo this year. So well done to all of them. Thank you, IU.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you very much. Yeah, the word sometimes full with politics, but the Olympic show us something different, teach us that we need to be better. We need to be more pure and sincere. Michelle, thank you, Christina. Michelle, are you there? Are you awake? Okay. So this is for you, Michelle. I'm building a fire, and every day I train. I add more fuel. At just the right moment, I light the match. Over to you, Michelle.
Wow, that quotation jolted my brain. I love the concept of summation, adding bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, until you have enough to spark a fire. This is the first time I've heard this particular quotation, but it applies in many other ways. In fact, this one is a positive version of the figure of speech, the straw that broke the camel's back. That one is a negative take on the same concept, that you start small, you add something to it, and as the increments build up, you're ready to take on a bigger challenge. It reminds me of that first quotation about the celebration of discipline. Whether it's Olympics or our own personal lives, we need to have the courage to take that extra step, to lift that extra weight, or in this quotation, to add a little spark, to add a little fire. And as you do that, you don't really realize it, that you start gaining, you start building. And all of a sudden, when you need to do something that you didn't actually know you could do, it amazes many people to find out that they have that strength within them. They have that courage within them. In fact, I'm trying, my brain is too foggy to remember, but there's a quotation about you never really know what strength you have until you need it. And that comes from the constant slowly building up. So thank you, Ayu, for asking me that question, helping my brain to awake. Back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. Bit by bit, building it until it's enough to be light. The motto of Olympic is Citius, Altius, and Fortius. I hope I pronounce it right because this is not from English. Citius means faster, Altius means higher, Fortius means stronger. Bit by bit, building this together, also in Toastmasters. The next one is actually very special because this athlete actually always, his teacher on the primary school said that he will never be somebody because he has or suffer I think it's ADHD. Because of that, his arm is become so long and it's even reached his knee. But then he become a champion. This special one will go to Federico.
Can you share it again? Are you? Because I couldn't check.
This one. Don't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the further you get. Don't put a limit on anything. The more you dream, the further you get.
The only person that limits yourself is you. You can take a mirror, and the person who is in front of that mirror is the person that is limiting your life. No one else can tell you what you cannot do. If you think that you cannot do something, then you're not gonna do it. As simple as that. If you think that you can do something and you have the courage to do it, you are gonna figure it out the way to do it. The hardest part is you must start today. Leave that coach, leave what you're not doing, and start doing what you should do. You need to reduce the fat in your life. Let's call it Netflix. Let's call it Spotify. Let's call it other things that you don't need. And you said, man, but I need to watch series. Yes. Ask yourself, do you want that? Or maybe you want to have a house. Maybe you would like to be the next Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, or these guys. To be like those guys, you need to work harder and smarter because you can hustle a lot, but that's not the key to succeed. Those guys are not dreaming in the small things because dreaming, I believe, is not exactly the best thing. They have goals. What is the difference between a goal and a dream? The goal has a deadline. The deadline is when you need to accomplish. It might change, but if you limit yourself that you are only dreaming, I would like this, I would like that, everybody would like that. Jeff Bezos gives me $1 billion. Everybody would like that, believe me. But another thing is, do you have the courage to have that money and use it wisely as he has done? Or you will complain that he's only avoiding taxes like everybody loves to do. Yeah, everybody loves to complain. I'm sure that if you had that $1 billion, you will not like to pay taxes also. So trust me, you need to stop breaking those barriers and start today accomplishing your own dreams. Reduce that fat now. Back to you, Ayu.
Thank you, Federico. Wow. This is for first time actually. You're always very enthusiastic, but today is really, I really like your short speech. Thank you, Federico, for sharing this and remind all of us about breaking the barrier and just work harder to achieve what we want. Thank you. The next one is for, I want to give it to our timer actually. Samantha, is that okay for you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, This one. Don't ever let your memories be bigger than your dreams. Don't ever let your memories be bigger than your dream. Samantha.
Thank you, Ayu. Don't ever let your memories be bigger than your dreams. Everyone has something that they remember, maybe a positive memory, maybe a painful memory from their past that can hold them back. Something that every time you go to try again comes to your mind. The last time, perhaps, that you failed, or even perhaps if you did really well and want to try to repeat it. But mainly, the past is in the past, and it doesn't determine the future. So if you think about what has happened, and don't let past memories hold you back, that you view it in a new way, in a new light, as an opportunity to grow and have the courage to change path and try something new. And then your memories will not hold you back and keep you from success. Thank you, Ayu. Back to you.
Thank you, Samantha. I sense that it's so pure from your heart, and thank you for sharing that with us today. Thank you for the smile and the determination in your voice when you said it. The last one will be for our general evaluator. Hi, Kuneng. Welcome. Yeah.
Hello, you. Hello.
Hi. Yeah.
Hello, Chila.
Kuneng, please enjoy the meeting. And our next question is actually for Tiger. And if we have time, we can go to Kuneng. Okay.
I can give a speech. Okay.
Later, Kuneng. Thank you. So this is the last one for our general evaluator, Tiger. Gold medals aren't really made of gold. They are made of sweat, determination, and a hard to find alloy called guts. Gold medals aren't really made of gold. They are made of sweat, determination, and a hard to find alloy called gut. You are always in the sport, and I think over to you, Tiger.
Thank you, Miss Table Topics Evaluator. Let me tell you a story about a man by the name of Dick Fosbury. I was at Oregon State. Yes, Michelle, 1974, long before most of you were born. I went to a track meet. Now, most of you probably don't remember the high jump back in 1974. Everybody ran up to the bar, lifted their front leg up over the bar, and then flipped. Here came this little skinny man. He ran up to the bar, he turned his back to the bar, jumped with his shoulders backwards over the bar, and then flipped his feet. He won the meet easily. The officials got together to determine, is this legal? And they determined, well, he didn't use any artificial way to get over the bar. He didn't knock the bar down. So apparently it was legal. Dick Fosbury won the gold medal the very next year at the Olympics. He was the only person in the Olympics then or ever before him to jump over the bar shoulder first and then flip his feet. I challenge you, watch any high jump event every single athlete now uses what's called the Fosbury flop. He was laughed at. He was ridiculed. He was told his method was illegal. He won a gold medal. And here we are 50 plus years later, and everybody uses his method. Now that's something to think about. That is courage. Back to you, Miss Table Topics Evaluator.
Thank you, Tiger. It's a bit of history on something that, yeah, as always, you always have something to share. Thank you. This is something that we will never know if we don't really into sport like that. Juneng, are you ready for a topic? Do you want a topic?
I should give a topic or give a speech?
No, I mean answer a topic. I have
Okay.
one topic. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes for Q&A. Q&A, I have this picture for you. This is the symbol of the Olympic. Do you want to talk about this? About the color or about the continent that is, the blue is the Europe, the black is the Africa, and then the red is America, yellow is Asia, and green is Australia. Let's talk about this.
Okay. Thank you, and welcome, developers, most welcome guests. Hello, Angela and Kristen. Okay, I could speak about the you show about the Olympic. Okay, could you show the picture again about the colors of the oh, about the colors? I think this it means that every people people all around the world are from different nations, different the skin of colors and different belief. But everything about the game, about the sports, we don't care. What we care is about the courage, the the compassion that we bring at the Olympic Games, because all we do is to win the game for our nation and also to keep the relationship between us and the other people. I think the Olympic game is about friendship and leadership. It's not about fighting each other behind the game. Yes, I like Olympic game because it inspiring people to join together, sharing different things like yes, courage and yes, everything that we want to share, and then we bring back the honors. Even though sometimes we lost or we win, it's okay because it's the game. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. When we lost, we get inspired, we get courage to do the next time. When we win, we're sharing our exciting with the friends and with everyone. So thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Kinang. Wow. I was thinking, do you know our word of the day? But you use it so many times. So well done.
Thank you.
Well, today I want to share with you that the motto, I think it's the motto or the slogan of Tokyo Olympic is a united by emotion. And here we actually in Toastmaster, in Roseburg and speaker and storyteller, we are also united by emotion. By that, I conclude the table topic session, and back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting. Thank you, everyone, for participating.
Yes, Ayu, thank you very much. Yes, great question, excellent comments. I think that everyone has the skill, like with the all the motion. Thank you very much, Ayu. Now it's time to General Evaluator Tiger. Go with you, Tiger.
Thank you very much, Miss Toastmaster of the Day. We had two excellent speeches today. Our first evaluator for Amy will be Mary, who graciously is filling in at the last minute, as always, a true pro. Mary, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially our first speaker, Amy Hartshorn. She is a masterful speaker. I've heard her many times, and I'm always in awe at how well she presents her ideas, how fluidly she speaks without filler words, and the passion that comes in her words and in the topics that she chooses. It's always one that has an interest to her personally, and it comes across. And she did not disappoint me today. I felt that her topic about your living space, the things around you and how it makes you feel, was something important to her that she spent some time researching and shared some of that wonderful advice with us. So I liked that. Let's see what I put. I understand about I love her presentation skills, but I want to interject that her objective today was connecting with the audience. So if you think about her speech and how many things she did to connect with our audience, I felt she met her objective very effectively. From the very beginning, she drew us in by, what about the four walls and the ceiling around you? What do you think about that? How does that make you feel? And then bang, she did some great present visuals with things popping in and out that caught our eyes, that allowed us to connect with what she was saying. And then she gave us the opportunity to display courage by giving responses to how our surrounding world, allowing us to speak out on how our four walls are, what's on them, and how does it make us feel. So I appreciate that. She drew us into her speech. I really like the example that she gave about your sister with the wardrobe and just the tip that you gave her. I was like, wow, that's a really great idea. Never thought about it. And you've certainly let me start thinking about my surroundings and how it does affect me, because just as I was looking around during that minute or two, I was like, wow, there's some things I like, things I don't like. So I just can't say enough about how I feel like you connected with me, and I hope I speak for the audience. And I'm in danger of giving, they call it the whitewash award, when you're saying all these great things and no suggestions. I have a couple, so I was like, woo, much as I liked it, there's some things I think that might help me in the future. One was, you gave me a lot of good information, but I wondered from credentials, like, why should I listen to you? I'd like to know a little more about just a sentence or two of what got you interested and the kind of research you did that I should be, that you're informed enough to give that advice to me. And secondly, it's a plus and a minus. You left the audience wanting more. I think all of us wanted to tell you what we saw in our room. We could have gone on easily another 10, 15 minutes. So that's how you want to leave your audience, wanting more. But since you couldn't continue, it would have been great for you to share a resource. Like, if you want to know more about some of my tips, or hey, I didn't get to talk to you all, but you can put it in the chat after and we can talk on the free time. So allow us that opportunity to finish out. I felt like we weren't finished. That's a minor thing, and like I said, also a plus because we liked it so much. I'm done my time, so I just want to fold it up with you closed with a great conclusion, pulling your first statement to the end and saying, now, what do you think about your four walls? And so just great all around speech, Amy. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. Good luck on giving this presentation this week in a much more larger forum. So thanks for practicing today. I know you'll do great. Back to you, Toastmasters, or General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Mary. I was taking notes. I apologize for the delay. That was an exceptional evaluation, which I will evaluate later. Our second evaluator, also another consummate pro, is Federico, who's going to share his evaluation of Melva. So Federico, it's all yours.
Do you have a mentor? Those were Melba's words, and I believe for this kind of a speech is a great introduction. She might guess that pretty much everyone has ever had a mentor. And there are some old people, like in my case, that didn't have a mentor in Toastmasters for over 5 years. So yeah, I would have been the person who didn't raise their hands, but they are not so common. I believe it's a very good way to introduce your topic. You were able to tell us how the mentor walks next to you, and you play with your hands. You were not only telling us the story, but you try to play so people can see it. In a way, you created a visual aid. That was something excellent in a way to introducing your topic. Then you told us that you had a first mentor, that was Ayu. And in a way, it was easier to connect with her because, yeah, both of you are from Indonesia, and for sure you might speak the same language. So it was an easier way to get into the adventure. But then you move to the hardest challenge, speak with Chilpa. Yeah, Chilpa is like the polyglot in the cloud that is, I think, is learning like 4 languages at this point in time, or even more. I lost the count. And I'm sure that was the hardest challenge because you don't speak Hindi, you don't speak Dutch, French, and in English was not exactly your first language. So you enter in a very, very hard challenge to know how to connect with her. And now we're getting some answers how Melba was able to level up her English skills. Part of the secret was hearing that it was called Chilpa. One of the adventures that I would like to see in the speech is that Melba needs to bring Chilpa to the next speech about the mentoring path. She should be here. She's part of the secret about the Grammarly tools and everything that she has been working on behind. Why Chilpa is not here, Melba? You need to persuade her to come here to see her mentee sharing part of the story. You need to be courageous to do this. And now the next part of the courageous thing, I would like to encourage you to use a device like this one. It's called a shelf. How it can be used? Put it above your computer. And then you can stand up more. Yeah, in Toastmasters, the people tell you that you should stand up. And with a couple of shelves, you can be a little bit up. You don't need to buy smart devices or complex things. I'm sure that everybody has a couple of shelves at home. And they are very useful, cheap, and you don't need to buy anything else. It doesn't cost more than a couple of, take it from there. I just vanished for a while and I went to took my one. In this way, you will be able to highlight, to make yourself more visible. Because in this kind of speeches, when you were playing with your hands and everything, you could have moved around your place and be more visible. So now, Melba, we know part of your secret, and it's time that you bring back Chilpa. Thank you for your speech, and hopefully we will see more about them in the future. Back to you, Tiger.
Thank you, Federico, and I hope Shilpa gets to see the video of this so she can laugh along with us with her. let's move on. Our grammarian is a special guest and a professional Toastmaster. Our grammarian and word of the day. Let's hear from Angela.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Sometimes we all need the courage, which is our word of the day, to just step up to the plate, speak, evaluate, take a role. Remember, in Toastmasters, it's not just about taking a role, it's about feedback. What good is a role if you never know how to improve? This is where I was elected to come in as your grammarian. I would like to start out by saying there are 4 items I like to pick up as grammarian. The word and, ums and ahs, but, also so, as well as the word of the day. The word and, try and replace it. Physically, put a piece of paper next to you. Think of all the words you could use instead of the word and. For example, also, or after which. You could say, me and my friend. That's different. But if you could say, my friend and I went to town and we had dinner and we had this and we had that. See what I'm saying? You could say, after which, then, lots of different words we could use. When we find ourselves using ums or ahs, stop. Take a breath. Start a new sentence. Imagine you're writing a sentence. You can't suddenly say ah. The word but could be replaced by however. Therefore, the word so could be replaced by however, or for this reason, or even therefore. With this in mind, in general, I found we were fairly clean today. I would remind Mary, you like working using the word and. Also, the word so did pop into your speech, your evaluation every now and again. Our Toastmaster of the day, you liked your ums or ers. When you're not sure what to say, stop. Take a breath. I wouldn't say anyone else was really too bad. Amy, you had a couple of ands, ahs, 1 or 2 so's. The same with Christina. The word of the day was courage. I picked up it was used by Ayu, Tiger, Excel. Also, Konain, you loved it. I want to just quickly go through some phrases that I picked up with no names attached. Set long-term goals. Mentor empowers a person. Journey to the goals begins with the present. You limit yourself. Work harder and smarter. Courage to try something new. We care about courage in competition, not differences. United by emotion. Drop into the space around us. Mentor walks beside you. One final note. Please also try to avoid using things like gonna, I'm going to, wanna, want to. With this quick feedback, I'm going to pass it back to our general evaluator, Tiger.
Thank you so much, Angela. As always, you deliver an amazing message and a great educational opportunity for all of us. Our timer. Sam, can you give us your timers report, please?
Yes, thank you, Tiger. Well, today did pretty well. A few went over time, but for the most part, everyone spoke for quite a long time. I put it into the chat, and I can put a full report into the chat of all the times. I think everyone did a good job today. And back to you, Toastmaster Tiger.
Thank you so much, Sam. And thank you for putting the times in the chat. That's always helpful. We can follow right along. That just might have been the shortest timers report that I've ever heard. but you did exactly what your job required, and your timing method was fantastic. I love the little timing on the side. Mary's agreeing with me, Yasmin's agreeing with me. All right, excellent.
She was taking up for all my extra time. She was balancing me out.
We'll get to that in the general evaluation, Mary. Don't you worry. I have comments. This is where I get to have some fun. I get to evaluate the meeting, but as we do this, I'm going to repeat some things that were said, and I would like you guys to unmute and tell me who said the following. When I think of the Olympics, I don't think of medals. I think of courage. Who said that?
Slide from a U.
Who said that? Going once, going twice. It was Angela, our grammarian, and I really appreciate the fact that we tied together the Olympics and courage. Angela did a very nice job of that. IU followed up with an excellent round of table topics. Who said, I would like to encourage everybody to use the word of the day, courage?
Angela. Or maybe,
Michelle?
no, maybe it's Excel. No, the Toastmaster Day. No?
IU. Federico just laughing. Good. No, that was IU. And very, very simple. And this is another thing, tying together the word of the day and the theme. IU encouraged everyone in your table topics to use the word of the day, and Olympics and courage obviously have some connections. And I think most people did try to use the word of the day, talking about the table topic session. I am always of the impression less is more, and sometimes technology gets in the way. However, I will give IU credit. She used technology, she used quotes, but her quotes were very easy to understand. And everyone understood the question. Oftentimes we get so wrapped up in the technology and we have all these complicated quotes, and the person is asked a question, they have no idea really how to respond. So she did a very nice job of combining the word of the day, the theme of the day, using technology and giving questions that people could respond to. So excellent job by you. Thank you so much for that. In terms of our evaluations, well, timing report, excellent, short, sweet. I love the fact that she put the times in the chat, and I really like the way she did her timing. Angela, exceptional job. Absolutely a master. I would like you to give a whole class on how to do our counter grammarian reports. Who said she is a masterful speaker? Who made that quote?
Mary.
I like Mary. Mary's like, well, I said that, of course. Mary did some very, very good things in her evaluation. I like the fact that she gives specific positives. She says, I liked or I enjoyed. She also talked about the objectives. What were the objectives of the speech? To connect with the audience. And she gave specific ways that Amy connected with the audience. She also gave some suggestions. Credentials. Why am I listening to you? This was an excellent suggestion. 2 suggestions for Mary as an evaluator. Number 1, you really, really, really like the word really. And it distracts from your message sometimes. Also, your time. You went over time, and that kind of distracts at the end because you were rushing. Federico, I like the fact that you give specific of things that you like. You gave Melva's things that she can take with her to know what she did well. You also gave her some excellent recommendations, a recommendation to stand up. And you know, I'm big when you're doing a speech standing up, it gives you much more space, it gives you much more freedom with your hand. That was an excellent suggestion. And I like the fact that Federico threw in some humor about, you know, getting Shilpa here. Well, you're going to talk about Shilpa. Why don't you get her here, encourage her? And you used the word of the day even. So very, very well done, Federico. Overall, an excellent meeting. Excellent meeting. I have one more quote for you, and I can't read my own writing, so I have to remember what was actually said. It makes me feel simple and easy. Who said that?
Yasmin.
Yasmin.
That was Yasmin. And one thing we know about Yasmin is she is not simple, nor is she easy. And the reason I bring this up is great job, Yasmin, of doing a little dance before the meeting, making sure that we have an evaluator for every speaker, making the adjustments to make sure all the roles are filled. She has encouraged everyone to show up 10 minutes early. All the role players today, I believe, did show up early. And so it allowed her to do her little dancing thing. And anybody that's been in her position as VP knows that that is a tricky dance to make sure all the roles are filled. So excellent job. My time is up. This has been fun. This has been a wonderful meeting. Great speeches, good evaluations. Table topics was off the rails. Back to you, Miss Table Topic. Oh, Toastmaster of the Day, Shell. Everyone, unmute and give her a big round of applause. Wow. First time. Amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you. Back to you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tiger. Thank you very much. Yes, I think that all of you are so happy. Yes, because each of you do an excellent job, and you are a great team, and you got a gold medal for this day, for this theme. Thank you very much. Really, really, it's a great, as Tiger said, thank you very much. And it's now go with your president as you go over with you. Thank you, all of you.
Well done, Excel. Well done for the first time of Toastmaster. You did really well. Thank you. And we are only have 1 minute, so please stick around. Don't go anywhere. We will need another 5 minutes for Yasmin to go around, but we will adjourn the meeting first. Thank you, members of RSS, for your continuous support, being here every week. By this, I would like to say meeting adjourned.